What is up, Priest Fit? Father Casey Jones coming at to you here in the midst, rounding the corner of our 2020 presentation challenge. Today we're going to talk about a topic that we've actually touched on in a couple of videos, but I just want us to think about it a little bit more, especially as we start moving towards this whole idea of a new you, of a new person, moving into health. Today we'd like to talk about the idea of rejecting labels. It's time to understand that we need to come to terms of who we are in Christ, right? And we've talked about that in the video before, but it also means rejecting a lot of the labels that have been put on us, and even more importantly, brothers, the labels that we've put on ourselves. Stop thinking of ourselves as all of the stereotypical things that people say about men who struggle with health, right? Fat, lazy, unproductive, uncoordinated, clumsy. These are all sorts of things that I think are labels that we put on ourselves, but it also becomes that self-talk in our head that we absolutely need to eliminate. If we're going to move forward, we need to be able to tell ourselves that it is possible for me to be healthy. It's possible for me to be fit. It's possible for me to do all of these things that I know God is calling me to do so that I can be the healthy and holy priest that God calls me to be. But that begins by rejecting the labels that I've allowed other people to put on me or that I put on myself. And sometimes we can even be derogatory about ourselves. I remember watching a video of a young man that I've really admired for his weight loss journey. He's a YouTuber, and he talked about how when he was heavy, he used to let people call him Cupcake. Like, what grown man lets someone call themselves Cupcake? And that's the thing. If you have let other priests label you, let's get real, that happens. Sometimes our brothers, if you've let old friends, high school friends label you, and if you've allowed yourself to be labeled, it's time to reject those labels. Stand up for who you are and let yourself be labeled by your identity in Christ, by the man that you desire to be, the man that you long to be, and the man that God is calling you to be. Quit allowing other people's labels or negative labels to stick to yourself, because once if we allow people to put a label on us, or we put a label on ourselves, we start to say those things to ourselves, we start to believe these things about ourselves, and that totally affects the productivity in our journey to health. So think about this today, and maybe a kind of a reflection question to pause on, to say, what labels or even unhealthy, unedifying nicknames have I allowed people to give me? And more so, what labels or stereotypes have I placed upon myself? And what is the internal change I need to do here to get rid of those labels, to get rid of that stereotype, to get rid of this negative thinking? We really need to focus on what's it going to be like to be the new you as you move and you journey into health. And so right now is the time to think about, what are the old habits I have that I need to break? And it's time, brothers, that we stop allowing other people to label us. It's time that we stop labeling ourselves. Let's shred the labels, break the stereotypes, break the mold, and allow ourselves to be what God has called us to be. So forget the labels and eat clean, be fit, pray well. Let's get fit for the kingdom. Bless you, brothers.